বোলিং শুরু করবেন সেই রাসেল, যিনি দুর্দান্ত ব্যাটিং করেছিলেন। দুঃখিত, তানভীর তারেক মনোয়ার।
So we're just about, for the reply, 160 needed from 180 balls. Tariq Manawar has been given the ball, will come in to start the ball to Tanvir Ahmed. And of course, MD Shaheen at the other end. So 160 is the target. 159 posted by Brooklyn Lycans. We saw a half century from Jarif Akif, a 39 from Safiullah Rasool. And we're down to the chase here now.
আবারও একবার সবাইকে আমন্ত্রণ বাকানা 2026-এর ফাইনাল খেলা দেখার জন্য। দ্বিতীয় ইনিংসে শুরু হচ্ছে। স্ট্রাইকিংয়ে তানভীর, অরবিটার তানভীর ওপেনিং ব্যাটার। অপর প্রান্তে আছেন এমডি শাহিন। বোলিং করবেন সাইফুল্লাহ রাসেল।
So Tanvir Ahmed will be on strike, and so we're ready. We're ready for the reply. Tanvir on strike, got a half century in the semi-final. And yeah, got a couple of half centuries, semi-final half century against the Riders. So here we go. Yeah, ball outside the off stump, so wide is the call from umpire Adnan, and so I want to welcome my commentary crew, Matt and Kazi. We're down to 159 to win.
Yeah, things underway already for Orbit by way of a wide.
But we're looking at a complete all-rounder in Safiullah Rasool. Saw him play a really good hand and got out to probably one of the poorest balls we've seen in the match. But that's how it goes, and here he is, given the new ball. He bowls with some bit of pace, and already with a couple of balls outside the off-stump.
Yeah, 5 sixes in what was a blitz of an innings from Safiullah Rasool that, as you mentioned, probably ended in a rather clean way, considering how cleanly he was striking it.
Yeah, Mohammed Shaheen came in and picked up a couple of wickets, couple of big wickets in that over. Cut away into the offside, and things are off and running here for the batting. And a couple of good runs here from Tanvir. His form continues pretty well.
Yeah, cracking shot through the offside from Tanvir Ahmed.
রাসেল চমৎকার শুরু করেছেন। প্রথম দুটো বল ছিল অ্যাসিস্টিকের বাইরে, লাইন এন্ড ব্যাটসম্যান ছেড়ে দিয়েছিলেন। থার্ড বল থেকে তানভীর 2 রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন। চমৎকার স্কোর কার্ড।
Yeah, ball eased into the onside and hands the strike over to MD Shaheen, who had a good bowling game, man. Picked up a couple of big wickets we talked about all along. And now it's over to the batters, and him included, 158 to win.
And this will be an interesting contest here between Rasal and MD Shaheen. As we said, MD Shaheen was the one who dismissed Safiullah Rasal. So a chance here for a bit of revenge from Rasal. Would love to get an early wicket here and get things going for the Brooklyn Lycans.
So we saw last week, Orbit took out the power put together the New York Riders. And in their quarter-final match, they were able to get past East New York. Yeah, big attacking shot here from Mohamed Shaheen. He's looking as if we're chasing 12 and over. And the ball goes through to the wicketkeeper.
Good start here from Rasal. We saw how things started off a bit slowly for Orbit, for Lycans rather. We'll look to do the same here, really stifle this early opening pair. No stifling that time. Shaheen says he's going to go up and over, gets a thick slice, and gets 2 runs as well. So MD Shaheen is off the mark.
Yeah, you get the feeling though, with the team batting last, that the grass probably would have dried out because of the early June match. And it is probably will get a tad quicker than what we saw at 10:30 this morning. So you get the feeling that this chasing team will enjoy a little bit more of advantage, as the ground has certainly dried up in the last 3 hours. So good wait and see. 6 off this first over so far with a ball to go. Yeah, looking to good, very attacking. So the over comes to an end, Kazi. 6 off the first one.
প্রথম ওভার পরিসমাপ্তি। এক ওভার শেষে অরবিটের রান গিয়ে দাঁড়িয়েছে 6 রান। চমৎকার স্টার্টিং উভয় এন্ড থেকে, ব্যাটিং এন্ড এবং বোলিং এন্ড থেকে। সো এখন বল করতে আসবেন তারেক মনোয়ার, ফাস্ট মিডিয়াম বোলার, ব্রুকলিন লাইকেন্সের। একটু গতি নির্ভর বোলার, একটু চমৎকার গতিতে বল করেন, বাউন্সি। ব্রুকলিন লাইকেন্সের কি বোলার, ওয়ান অফ দ্য কি বোলার। তাকে মোকাবিলা করবেন তানভীর। তানভীর 3 বল 3 রান, শাহিন 3 বল 2 রান।
So Tarek comes into the attack here. 12 wickets in the series. Now we talked about Tanvir Sami with 16 wickets in the series. He's got 19 wickets ahead of him in form of Raihan Anas. This is 6 for no loss. We'll wait for Tariq Manawar to pick up the attack here to support Safiullah Rasal. So 54 more needed from 174 balls. Lots to play for. This is the final game of the 30-over series. And it has come down to Brooklyn Lycans taking on Orbit. We talked about Brooklyn Lycans have won here before. It has been 4 years ago in 2021. Ball stroked into the offside, so Matt and Kazi, this is going to be an interesting chase.
দ্বিতীয় ওভারের প্রথম বল তানভীর ডিফেন্সিভ ড্রাইভ করার চেষ্টা করেছিলেন, কোনো রান পাননি। ওভারের দ্বিতীয় বলের জন্য তারেক প্রস্তুত, অপর প্রান্তে ব্যাটসম্যান তানভীর প্রস্তুত।
The ball into the offside. Good shot here from Tanvir Ahmed. Picks up another run. And Kazi, Tanvir Ahmed has been good in the quarter-final, in the semi-final, and he'll be hoping that that form can continue.
Yeah, Tanvir, one of the batsmen, so consistently he's performing quarter-final, semi-final, so he's pretty good. today also. First couple of ball, he connect well.
Yeah, playing a miss, and the ball goes through to the keeper, Jarif Akif, who had a wonderful day, got a half century, and Matakazi sometimes we can say half century, and the quantity matters. But what quality we see from Jarif Akif was such a fighting half century today.
Yeah, it was certainly probably the best knock I've seen from him. Good bowling here continues from Tariq Madawar. Yeah, it was a brilliant innings considering he did just about everything that the Brooklyn Lycans needed him to do. Weathered the early pressure, conserved his wicket, rotated the strike, and then struck a few out of the ground when needed. It was a very good innings from him.
Yeah, Matt, he batted at it was very tough to bat. We all saw that, how it was so tough in the morning at the start. Tariq. Ball punched into the onside. Run for one, and hands the strike over to Tanvir Ahmed.
চমৎকার তিনটি বল দেখলাম তারেকের পক্ষ থেকে। শাহিনের কিছুটা এলোমেলো শট খেলার চেষ্টা।
So an over that has gone pretty well here for Tariq. He's only conceded 2 with 1 ball remaining. And will come into bowl to a man who's been in ripping form. 2 half century for him.
তানভীরের গ্লাস করে একটি রান। ওভারের পরিসমাপ্তি।
So 2 overs in the books, 9 on the board. Tanvir is on 5. MD Shaheen is on 3. We've seen a couple of overs so far. One from Rasul that gone for 6. A better one from Tariq that went for only 3. And you're watching the Akash Medical Care 30 over final. We talked about Brooklyn Lycans have won here before. Orbit has never been to a 30 over final. It's a big moment for them, and they'll be hoping that they could cash in on that first appearance. But they're a long way off for the time being. They need 151 to cross that barrier. And one thing or one group stands in their way. Ball into the offside as Rasul continues. We saw some towering sixes from Rasul when he batted. And Matt spoke of a time in which we saw him took a team into a super over back in New York National League a couple of years ago at Drew Park. So he's a top all-rounder. So he gets to the top of his mark from the road end. And will come into bowl to Tanvir Ahmed. 9 for no loss. Yes, similar ball into the offside, and it goes into the region of Tanvir Sami. And they can score.
তানভীর দেখে শুনে খেলছেন। রাসেল প্রথম ওভারটিও চমৎকার করেছেন। এই ওভারটাও শুরু করেছেন চমৎকার বোলিং দিয়ে। তানভীরকে বাধ্য করেছেন লম্বা শট না খেলতে। লফটেড শট, স্লো আউটফিল্ড। সো তানভীর 2 রান পেয়ে যাবেন। Long of it.
Yeah, a couple of runs here for Orbit. And they're off to a good start, a cautious one, and they've posted 11 so far, Matt. Not a big asking in terms of of the required rate, just over 5. But we talked about how the conditions here could make it a little tough on batters who like to play on the ground. And so that's where the challenge is for the batters to really find their way around conditions like this. Yeah, good delivery. This has been a controlled over from Safiola Rasal. He's kept the ball on one side of the wicket. He's allowed the batters to really come onto the front foot. And we talked about the conditions that probably if you bring the batter on the front foot with the drives, they're not going to get a whole lot of runs.
Yeah, so probably not really minding, maybe perhaps not overly afraid of doing, as you said, allowing the batters to really drive. Maybe content with just giving up 2.
Probing the outside off, and that's a brilliant ball. Goes through into the glove of Jarif Hakeem. This has been very good bowling from Safiola. I talked about, Matt, the line that he bowls and the line that he controls, and he's done that consistently throughout this over.
Yeah, it's been right from ball 1. I mean, he had the wide that was outside off, but ever since then made that little correction, and he has been right on that same line of length pretty much ever since then. He's 1 ball left in his second over, and it's been pretty much the same type of delivery from Rasal. It's worked to good effect.
Yeah, it calls in no man's land, just throwing back at the ball, Matt. And so 3 gone, Kazi is 12 for the loss.
তৃতীয় বলের সমাপ্তি 12 রান, কোনো উইকেট না হারিয়ে অরবিট ক্রিকেট ক্লাব। 160 is the target.
So Tariq will continue. First over went pretty well, just for 3 runs. We'll come into ball to Tanvir Ahmed. He's on 8. Shaheen is on 3. They need 160 to be champions in 2026. And if they do, it'll be the first time Orbit will win Bacana T30 Cricket Championship. But Brooklyn Lycans have been here before. Cut away, lovely shot from Tanvir Ahmed, running up towards the point boundary, will not carry. But that's a lovely shot, and he picks up 2 runs.
তানভীরের আরেকটি চমৎকার কাট শট, 2 রান পেয়েছেন। এই মুহূর্তে আমরা চমৎকার একটা ফাইনাল ম্যাচ উপভোগ করছি, যেটা ব্রুকলেন লাইকেন্স এবং অরবিটের মধ্যকার খেলায় ব্রুকলেন লাইকেন্স প্রথম চমৎকার লকেট শট, লং অফে 2 রান পাবেন। আউটফিল্ড কিছুটা স্লোর কারণে।
Yeah, a couple of productive shots here from Tanvir Ahmed. And sometimes those are good shots to play. Remember, we're in the power play period. And you see a man at backward point, 1 man at cover, so he's got some liberty to come straight down the ground. Now that field gets a change, and number 8 comes out to long off. And let's see, backward point comes back into the circle. In fact, yeah, backward point comes into the circle. Cover stays deep. And the man pushes out to long off. Here is Tariq. Good delivery, well defended here by Tanvir Ahmed, Matt. 144 to win from 159. Still asking about 5.4.
Yeah, still a long way to go. We've seen Tanvir look to be a pretty good player, Tanvir Ahmed. Ball seems to be coming on nicely, seems to get good timing, even though when he's just defending, you can still tell that the ball is hitting the bat cleanly.
Yeah, tucked into the onside, and Matt, if you look at Tanvir Ahmed, he gets ready to bat. Very meticulous how he holds the bat and how his stance is set up. Take a look. I remember we used to see Garashu Sharma, who plays minor league. Take a look at that. Yeah, very meticulous how he grips the bat, and he'll get ready to face up to Tariq Manowar. Couple of 2 runs in the over so far. Brought up into the offside. Nice top from Tanvir Sami. He not only is a good fielder, he's not only a good batter and a bowler, but he's also a great fielder.
He's a complete package. Good fielder, good batsman, good bowler.
Good guy to have on a team. Always need a few of those around. Down the leg side, called a wide, looking to just help down its way is Tanvir Ahmed. Doesn't make contact, but he'll take the extra ball and the extra run as well.
Yeah, and you can tell the wicket keepers and the fielders are trying to outsmart the umpire by having him distracted. Well, we're gonna appeal for something that comes down the leg side, maybe a count. Krishna doesn't have none of it. Won't give it back to the ball, so that will complete the 4th over, so 4 gone. They're chasing 160, they're batting a 17 for no loss.
4 ওভার শেষে অরবিট সংগ্রহ করেছে 17 রান, যা কিনা 4.25 রান রেট। প্রতি ওভার গড় তাদের সংগ্রহ করতে হবে 5.30 করে। বলিং পরিবর্তন হয়নি, রাসেল আবার বলিং করবেন। চমৎকার ব্যাটিং করছেন তানভীর। স্ট্রাইকিং এ আছেন এমডি শাহিন।
Shaheen has faced 6 balls. He's up on 3. And Tanvir has faced the bulk of the bowling so far, 18 ball, 12. So the youngsters are making their way into the park, and the most important thing in their hands is the lunch. They gotta eat when you come to the park. Ball into the offside, and the action continues here as Safiullah Rasalman given another over. It's 18 for the loss. Steady start here from Orbit. So 18 for none. Required rate 5.5. They're going at 4.3. It's a long way to go. 18 on the board. They haven't lost a wicket. We've seen a good solid play so far from Tanvir Ahmed. He's backed up well by Mohammad Shaheen. We come down to the last game of the season here in the 30-over format. In the air. Fielder run back. Always was going to be tough, Matt. Couple of runs.
Yeah, we're a long way up in the air. Tanvir Ahmed looking to go big. Fielder tracking back was always going to be a tough one. Gets a couple of runs. But has looked positive, Tanvir. Looking to go after the bowlers. Good intent.
Yeah, we've seen We talked about 2 half-centuries in Tanvir, but somewhere along the line also in the earlier part of the season, picked up another half-century, picked up 54 in one of the games. And MD Shaheen himself, I want to think he got a 90 in one of the games. Ball into the offside. A little bit of no and yes, but in the end it's no. And Matt 20 on the board, they need 140 more.
তানভীর এর আগের বলটি লম্বা খেলার চেষ্টা করেছিলেন, ভাগ্য সুপ্রসন্ন ছিল, ক্যাচ হতে পারত। এর পরের বলটি তিনি সিলি পয়েন্টে খেলে এক রান নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করেছিলেন, সম্ভব হয়নি। রাসেল তার পরবর্তী বল করার জন্য রেডি। কাভার ড্রাইভ করতে গিয়ে পয়েন্টে ক্যাচে শিকার হয়েছেন, তানভীর ক্যাচ লুফিয়ে নিয়েছেন। বল করছিলেন সাইফুল্লাহ রাসেল। কন্টিনিউ লাইনের লেন্থ, ভালো বোলিং করার যে ফসল সেটা তিনি তুলে নিয়েছেন, কেননা ব্যাটসম্যান রান পাচ্ছিলেন না, চেষ্টা করছিলেন বল লাফটেড শট খেলার। সো সেটারই ফলশ্রুতি উইকেটের পতন। তানভীর লাস্ট 2 ম্যাচ চমৎকার ব্যাটিং করছিলেন, এই ম্যাচও ট্রাই করছিলেন যে খেলবেন, কিন্তু ভাগ্য তার সহায় হয়নি।
Good catch straight into the hands of Tanvir Sami. Tanvir Ahmed Sami takes the catch to dismiss Tanvir Ahmed.
Tanvir Ahmed Sami Afridi.
Once again, it's Safiullah Rasal, and we talked about how he was pretty much building pressure, always hitting that consistent line of length, and we felt as though good things were coming in the way of Safiullah Rasal, and there it is, the wickets. Tanvir Ahmed into the offside, uppishly, on a good catch by the other Tanvir Sami. So the first wicket falls here for Orbit.
Yeah, Rehan Anas, Matt, comes to the middle. And we talked about the promotions from the social media department. Made sure they highlighted some players to watch for this final, and of course one of them is Tanvir Sami, and then the other one is Rehan Anas, who's come to the middle. So 20 for 1, so all these players are beginning to impact this game.
Yeah, and Rehan Anas will certainly be looked upon to have a big impact here with 20 for 1, an early wicket falling. And we know he is capable of doing just that. He's a top quality all-rounder. Has had a very good season with the ball, but I've seen him bat plenty of times. He's a top quality batter as well. Although he too, as everybody else, will have to sort of adjust to maybe less than ideal conditions for him, especially more of a stroke player.
Yeah, looking to go big to the onside. Good bowling here from Safiullah Rasal, Matt. He's picked up 1. He's bowled a little, but that only conceded 3. And you talked about Rehan Anas got 7 in the semi-final, 25 in the quarter-final. So you'll probably take that 25 with some bit of knock before the big game, which is today. Yet to get off the mark, he's only faced 1. They're batting at 20 for 1. They need 140 more to win. And here is Safiullah Rasal, 20 for 1.
So very good over from Rasal. 5 overs done, 20 for 1.
5 ওভার শেষে অরবিটের সংগ্রহ হচ্ছে 20 রান, 1 উইকেট হারিয়ে। বোলিং করতে আসছেন আবারও তারেক মনোয়ার। ষষ্ঠ ওভারে খেলা শুরু হতে যাচ্ছে। স্ট্রাইকিং এ এমডি শাহিন।
So Tariq will continue. 2 overs numbing none for 8. Rasala's ball 3 overs numbing 1 for 12. And we come down to Orbit and Brooklyn Lycans in the final of the Akash Medical Care 30 over format. And it all comes to an end right here at Casino Park 2. A ground that has been used extensively by Bakana. Caught straight into the hands of the fielder, and he puts it on the turf.
Didn't seem to get into a comfortable position there. He seemed to have maybe gotten a bit too low. And in and out of the hands, a simple chance really that has been put down. And it could have really been trouble there for Orbit had that one been held. A life given to MD Shaheen off the hands of Abir Ruhel.
Yeah, should have been taken, Matt, at this level of the game. You've got to take those chances. And so that goes a big in. We'll make a note of that. And so 21 for 1. Manowar continues, ball stroked into the offside. And there is no run, so 139 now needed from 148 balls. Right-hand Anas, Mohamed Shahi out in the middle. We've seen the fall of Tanvir Ahmed from 14 of 21. We've seen a drop catch. It's all happening here at Casino Park. Ball outside the off stump. This is good bowling here from Tariq. Should have picked up one. It's 21 for 1 so far.
ভাগ্য কিছুটা ভালো, একটা সহজ ক্যাচ ছিল, ওখানে ফিল্ডার আবির সেটা রাখতে পারেনি। তারেক চমৎকার বোলিং করছেন, আনাস দেখে শুনে খেলার চেষ্টা, ডিফেন্সিভ ড্রাইভ, রান পাবেন না। অরবিট ওভার খেলা ইতিমধ্যে 6 ওভার চলছে। অরবিট সংগ্রহ করেছে 21 রান, এক উইকেট হারিয়ে। ব্যাটিং করছেন আনাস শাহিন।
Yeah, ball defended again into the offside. The tidy bowling continues, man. What do you make of Tariq Manawar so far in context of what is needed?
Yeah, he's been very good. The seamers have delivered really. It's been quite the opposite. We saw a lot of spin dominate from Orbit. We saw Al Shakib on the top, but other than that, it was all spin until we saw MD Shahid later on. But the Brooklyn Lycans have done the opposite. They've gone with pacers, both of which have bowled pretty well. This one in the gap well from Anas will get off the mark eventually. And 2 runs off the over from Manowar. It's 22 for 1 after 6.
ছয় ওভারে খেলা শেষ। অরবিটের সংগ্রহ 22 রান, এক উইকেট হারিয়ে। আবারও রাসেল বোলিং করবেন। রাসেল তার 4th ওভার করার জন্য আসছেন। তার বোলিং ফিগার হচ্ছে 3 ওভার 12 রান, একটা উইকেট। অপর প্রান্তে তারেক 3 ওভার 10 রান, উইকেট নেই।
So 6 overs gone, 22 for 1. And it looks like Safiullah Matt will be given another over. You talked about Brooklyn Lycans have gone all seam so far.
Yeah, and in the case of Safiola Rasal, particularly, he's gotten the wicket. Pulled away, lovely shot from Raihan Anas. Short delivery, and one of the few times we've seen Rasal shy away from that line outside the off stump. He's gone a bit straighter, a bit shorter, and he's been punished by Raihan Anas.
Yeah, you can't bowl short. Well, you can't bowl short any ground. But even more at Casino Park with the heavy conditions here, you're allowing the batters to really go over the infield. And that's a lovely strike from Raihan Anas.
চমৎকার ফুল শট খেলে ইতিমধ্যে আনাস 4টি রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন অরবিটের জন্য।
So not a good start for this over here from Safiola Rasal. First ball pulled through the onside. Oh man, we've seen some lovely shots here. You picked out one from Jared O'Keefe that went straight down the ground for a boundary. We've seen some crisp looking shots. We've seen more sixes than really fours on this ground. Ball punched straight to Tariq and they can't score, so they need 134 to win. 142 balls remaining and 9 wickets standing here for Orbit. 26 for 1.
রান তোলার গড় হচ্ছে 4.11, যা কিনা করতে হবে 5.30। চমৎকার ড্রাইভ, লং অফে 1 রান পাবে স্ট্রাইকিং এ শাহিন।
Yeah, they pick up another quick single. Every run will count, almost a run-a-ball game. In fact, less than run-a-ball, 133 needed from 141. So the batting team, by numbers, enjoying a little bit of advantage here. Cut away, that's a lovely shot. Lovely shot here from MD Shaheen, and they'll come back for a couple of runs. Matt and Ghazi. That would have looked so good on a faster outfield.
Yeah, it was a good shot from Shaheen, who despite being out there for 6, almost 7 overs, has only faced 9 balls. We've seen a lot of strike held by Tanvir Ahmed compared to him.
And even Raihan Anas has used up 10 balls, so the action continues. Yeah, good defense here from Raihan Anas. MD Shaheen. 29 for the loss of 1. The umpires for the game, Adnan, the umpire at the bowler's end. And then the man at the striker's end, Matt, that's what they call them now, is umpire Krishna T. One of the reasons they don't use square leg so much, because the umpires don't stay square leg anymore because of the cameras at the international level. So they kind of want to phase out standing at square leg, because if you watch international cricket, the umpires stay a little bit, maybe 10 feet, because they're quick to go upstairs now. And so 29 for 1 here, final ball coming up here from Safiola.
Swing and a miss from Shaheen ends the over 29 for 1 after 7.
7 ওভার শেষে অরবিটের সংগ্রহ 29 রান, 1 উইকেট। সম্ভবত বোলিংয়ের পরিবর্তন আসছে। বোলিং করবেন রুহেল আবির, মিডিয়াম পেস, রাইট হ্যান্ড। স্ট্রাইকিং প্রান্তে রাহান আনাস চমৎকার ব্যাটিং করছেন এখন পর্যন্ত। 10 বল খেলে 6 রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন। অপর প্রান্তে শাহিন 11 বল খেলেছেন 7 রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন।
So Abir has been given the ball. Abir Ruhel. You get the feeling, man. Abir Ruhel will probably try to make amends, having put down one of the batters not too long ago. So probably the best way to reward Brooklyn Lycans is for him to pick up a wicket and probably consolidate his worth back onto this Brooklyn Lycans team. 29 for 1. We need 131 to win from the remaining 138 balls. So Abir Ruhel starts with the ball on the leg stump, turned away into the onside, easy single. 30 for 1 Kazi.
আমিরের প্রথম বল থেকে আনাস একটি রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন অনসাইডে ঠেলে দিয়ে। আবির তার দ্বিতীয় বল করার জন্য প্রস্তুত। স্ট্রাইকিং এ আছেন শাহিন। আবিরের দ্বিতীয় বল শাহিন সজোরে মারার চেষ্টা, ব্যাটে বলা হয়নি। উইকেট কিপারের গ্লাভসে আবির আবার প্রস্তুত নিচ্ছেন তার দ্বিতীয় বলটি করার জন্য। ওদিকে শাহিনও প্রস্তুত। আবির শাহিন সজোরে হাঁকিয়েছেন, 2 রান পেয়ে যাবেন। হ্যাঁ, 2 রান কমপ্লিট হলো।
Yeah, a couple of runs into the offside off the bat of MD Shaheen. Abir Ruhel, third bowler to be used behind a couple of the opening bowlers, Safiola and Tariq. Will come into bowl to Shaheen. 32 on the board. Pulled away over the square leg area and is running up towards the boundary. Fielder comes around, can't get around too fast, and that's a lovely shot from Mohammad Shaheen gone before.
এবারে চমৎকার কানেক্ট করেছেন শাহিন, 4 রান পেয়ে যাবেন। 4 রান পেলে নাও। আমিরের চতুর্থতম বলে চমৎকার একটি স্কোর লেগ দিয়ে ঠেলে দিয়ে 4 রান। টাইমিং ছিল।
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times that when the ball goes into that area, the ball travels very quickly. So that looks to be like not thick of a grass as the other places. Lofted shot over the offside. They gone for 1. They probably will not come for 2 as it looks like Sabir comes around quickly. And takes the score up to 37 for 1. Anas comes back into strike. He's on 7. Shaheen is on 14. And they're batting at 37 for the loss of Tanvir Ahmed. They need 123 to win. 123 to win. Yeah, look at that. Stroking the ball nicely here is Rehan Anas. So the over comes to an end, the power play done, 38 for 1 at the end of 8.
ফিল্ডিং রেস্ট্রিকশনের 8 ওভার শেষ। ইতিমধ্যে অরবিট সংগ্রহ করেছে 38 run, 1 wicket. আবারও বোলিংয়ের পরিবর্তন, সম্ভবত আব্দুল মালিক আসছেন বোলিং করার জন্য। সরি, তানভীর সামি আসছেন রাইট আর্ম অফ স্পিন বোলিং।
So Tanvir Sami comes into the attack with 16 wickets. Matt and Kazi, if probably he wants to get that bowling award, he will have to pick up what? You'll have to pick up 3 to tie. And you'll have to get a massive 4-wicket haul this afternoon.
উল্লেখ্য, তানভীর সামি বোলিং করতে এসছেন, ব্যাটিং করবেন রায়ান আনাস। তারা দুজনেই বোলিংয়ে অত্যন্ত সাকসেসফুল এই টুর্নামেন্টের। রায়ান আনাস 19 উইকেট, তানভীর সামি 16 উইকেট নিয়ে একজন প্রথম অবস্থান, একজন দ্বিতীয় অবস্থানে অবস্থান করছেন। দেখা যাক এবারে ব্যাট বলের লড়াই। তানভীর বল করবেন রায়ান আনাসকে। নন স্ট্রাইকিংয়ে আছেন এমনি শাহিন। বোলার তার ফিল্ডিং দেখে নিচ্ছেন। ওভারের প্রথম বল, সামি প্রথম বল করলেন, চমৎকার লেন্থ ছিল। রায়ান সুইপ করার চেষ্টা, ব্যাটে বলে হয়নি। কিপারের গ্লাভসে হাত ঘুরে আবারও তানভীরের হাতে দ্বিতীয় বল করার জন্য প্রস্তুত সামি।
Yeah, 38 for 1. Good start here from Tanvir Sami, getting a ball across the right hander. Driven down the ground. Fielder will come around. Helped certainly by the high grass. 39 for 1. They need 121 more to win.
Sharp single taker, they get through with the misfield easily. So 20-run partnership being built here between Anas and Shaheen. They've recovered since the departure of Tanvir Ahmed. Swept fielder comes around, does well actually to get something behind that ball. Was never seeming to carry, but did well to stick the hand out and block the boundary. But good shot from Anas. He's a strong sweeper of the ball. Is Rehan Anas. Gets a single and hands things back over to Shaheen.
চমৎকার ফিল্ডিং ওদিকে তারেক মনোহরের, অন্তত 3 রান তিনি বাঁচিয়েছেন। ড্রাইভ করেছেন শাহিন, কভার ড্রাইভ, কিন্তু 1 রান পাবেন। 1 রান। সামি কিছুটা ঝুলিয়ে বল করছেন ব্যাটসম্যানকে প্রলুব্ধ করার জন্যে, বড় শট খেলার জন্যে। ব্যাটসম্যান দেখে শুনে খেলছেন। সামি তার পরের বল করার জন্য প্রস্তুত।
Lovely shots. I mentioned he's a good sweeper of the ball. There it is again. That time he found the gap and it was struck seemingly a lot better as well from Rehan Anas away to the boundary. It's 46 for 1 after 9.
আনাস তার ফেভারিট শটটা চেষ্টা করছেন, ফেভারিট শট ব্যাটে মনে হয়েছে এবং 4 রান পেয়েছেন। চমৎকার সুইপ শট।
So 46 for 1. We've seen Matt talked about a big partnership here. 26. In fact, this Matt, we saw a chance put down. The fact is, I'm not hammering chances in cricket, that's all part of the game. Not at all. But just goes to show that Orbit has recovered pretty well at a 26-run partnership. We saw the early loss of Tanvir Ahmed. But so far we've seen a good partnership between Shaheen and Rehan Anas. And you talked about how good Rehan Anas has been back. He's a top all-rounder. But Abir will continue. Yeah, those shortish balls, you've got to take advantage out of them. And they seem to have come back from outside the off stump. 46 for 1.
নতুন ওভার শুরু করেছেন রুহেল আবির। শাহিন আছেন স্ট্রাইকিংয়ে। প্রথম বলটি ডিফেন্সিভ খেলেছেন শাহিন। দ্বিতীয় বল করার জন্য প্রস্তুত আবির। শাহিন দেখে শুনে খেলছেন, ইতিমধ্যে তিনি বেশ নিজেকে গুছিয়ে নিয়েছেন। আবির চেষ্টা করছেন তার লাইনের লেন্থকে বজায় রাখতে। এখন পর্যন্ত চমৎকার বোলিং করছেন। শাহিন লম্বা খেলার চেষ্টা, কিছুটা উঠে গিয়েছিল, বাট নো ম্যাচ ল্যান্ডে পড়ার কারণে একটি রান পেয়েছেন তিনি।
Yeah, a couple of balls in this over. That is pretty short. We saw a full toss, not discarded. But I get the feeling that Orbit has missed out on 2 opportunities in this over alone to really hit the ball out to the park. So 47 for the loss of 1. You've seen an over so far, halfway through the over, gone for 1 here from Abir. And Nas turns it into the onside, a little bit uppish, but not carrying to the man that's short backward. Matt 113 to win.
Yeah, so just the 1 run of this over from Abir Ruhel's. First off went for 9, so this one certainly an improvement so far.
Yeah, ball getting the outside edge, and Matt, what we saw when Brooklyn Lycans batted, it was Safiullah Rasul who gave them a bit of speed in their innings. And when you look at the Orbit lineup, we look at Imran Uddin, a player who we saw last year. Imran Uddin, who really can smash the ball to all parts.
Yeah, Zakir Hussain as well, part of the lineup, so they've got plenty of batting depth still to come here to the Orbit. 47 for 1 after 10 overs.
10 ওভারের সমাপ্তি। অরবিট সংগ্রহ করেছে 47 রান, 1 উইকেট হারিয়ে। রান রেট এই মুহূর্তে ইনিংস রান রেট হচ্ছে 4.70, যা কিনা সংগ্রহ করতে হবে 5.30 করে। ব্যাটিং করছেন এমডি শাহিন, 17 রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন তিনি 20 বল খেলে। রাহান আনাস তিনি সংগ্রহ করেছেন 14 রান 19 বল খেলে, তার মধ্যে 2টো চমৎকার 4 ছিল। শাহিন একটি 4। ওদিকে ব্রুকলিন লাইকেন্স চেষ্টা করছে তাদের ভালো বোলিংয়ের মাধ্যমে আরও কয়েকটা উইকেট দ্রুত তুলে নেওয়া। ইতিমধ্যে আমরা ফাইনাল উপভোগ করছি, চমৎকার ফাইনাল, চমৎকার পরিবেশ।
So 10 overs gone. The fact is, Brooklyn Lycans, Matt and Kazi, they were batting at 30 for 1. So at this juncture of the game, Orbit is 47 for 1, big difference. But we'll have to wait and see if they've got some batters who can smash 4 or 5 sixes that we saw from Safiola Rassol. As Tanvir Sami will continue. First of all went for 8, we talked about. He's just underneath Rehan Anas with 19 wickets. He's on 16, along with Anwar Hussain out of the Riders. Ball into the offside and they can score. So you look at Orbit, they became the number 4 seed when the top 8 teams on the points table were released. So they were the number 4 team, and you look at Brooklyn Lycans, and they were the number 6 seed. So it's interesting, Kazi, how sometimes the points table play. We talked about once you get into the knockout, it's a whole new different ball game. Ball coming to the offside. No run. So we've seen 3 dot balls in this over so far from from Tanvir Sami. He's kept it relatively quiet here. Brooklyn Lycans, 47 for 1. Yeah, another good delivery, good flight, a little bit of turn. And he's still looking for wickets. And Shaheen settles and waits. 113 more needed. Wow, good bowling here from Tanvir Sami, Matt, and Kazi. This one has gone pretty well. We've seen 1 maiden over in the match so far of the bowling of Tanim. And can we see a second one in this game?
চমৎকার বোলিং তানভীর সামির, একটি সফল মেডেন ওভার, যা কিনা প্রথম ইনিংস আমরা দেখতে পেয়েছিলাম তানিমের স্পেলে। তানভীরের স্পেলের শুরুতেই আমরা দেখতে পেয়েছি আরও একটি মেডেন ওভার। বেশ ঝুলিয়ে বল করছিলেন, ব্যাকফুটে ব্যাটসম্যানকে খেলতে বাধ্য করেছেন প্রত্যেকটা বলই। ব্যাটসম্যান মিস করে গেছেন, রান পাননি। এই মুহূর্তে আরও একটি বোলারের পরিবর্তন হতে যাচ্ছে। সো সম্ভবত বল করতে আসছেন আব্দুল মালেক। মালেক অলসো রাইট আর্ম স্পিন বোলার। স্ট্রাইকিংয়ে আছেন রাহান আনাস, স্বাচ্ছন্দ্যে খেলছেন এখন পর্যন্ত। Sorry, correction. Bowler name Yasir Karim. ওভারের প্রথম বল, রাহান স্ট্রেট ড্রাইভ করে 1 রান সংগ্রহ করেছেন। স্ট্রাইকিংয়ে শাহিন।